Today we're at Suan Patthon Artist Garden. This is a cafe right outside of Amphur Muang Chanthaburi. And I'm really taken back by this place, not just because of the spectacular view, but also because of all the artwork that they have located here inside of the cafe and restaurant. Apparently the owner is an artist, and they have artist events for students where they can come draw and paint. So today we actually came out here to meet our subscriber, Michael, who's thinking of retiring here in Chanthaburi, Thailand. Hey, dude. What's up?
Hello. I got a compound fracture of my patella. I tore 3 ligaments, grade 2. I fractured 2 ribs and my wrist, and that was like the 4th of March or something. Yeah. Anyways, so, I chose Chanthaburi out of a hat, but partly because it's close to my buddy that I know down in Trot, down in my wrist, which is a lovely place. I love it, but mosquitoes. He's in the mangroves. He's in the mangroves.
Yeah.
In the mangroves. And I had to wear socks and my pants and a zip-up hoodie with my hat in the hood the entire time. I could not go outside and do shit.
Yeah.
And
that's a deal breaker for me.
Totally.
Oh, that sounds kind of good. That sounds good. With shrimps.
Shrimps.
Pad Thai with shrimps, dude.
How can you resist shrimps?
Yeah. Delicious shrimps.
Basil has got double L's all over the place.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4 times. And then he gets spaghetti carbonara, right?
Yeah, it's mind blowing, dude.
Yeah.
What about this spicy pork with lime salad? Lime salad, one word. That is crazy.
Do you know what yam nua is, or yam nia?
Yum, yeah.
Is that spicy
Yum,
beef salad?
like beef
Yes, salad.
beef spicy salad.
Oh, you ordered something.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
She's not messing around.
Spicy. Like that's it.
Is it spicy? Yeah. Let's see.
Dotty.
Thing
What?
had to pay over there.
What do you mean you have to pay before we finish eating?
Yeah. Order and pay over there.
Oh, that's crazy.
Instead pork omelet with rice. Oh, it's supposed to be minced, but the M is missing.
The M is missing.
Yeah, it's just inced pork.
They really did a great job of watching this menu.
Right there.
Inst.
I thought it was like incel, but it's inst.
Yeah.
Inst. Took me a minute. So, I've written to the contact section of some websites and pointed out their spelling errors, and ever so often gotten free shit for it.
Really?
Yeah.
See? There it is there.
Yeah. I stayed at Riverwan. I stayed at Raynam. I stayed at Amphur Tree one night, and I stayed at Chanma Riverside or whatever it is. I think I was just there one night. Of them all, the ones with the pools were the sweetest. Amphur Tree was just stale. It was like Soviet, And the others were great, but not for a long-term stay. They're too expensive. So this time I just my friend and my room who I've been staying for almost 2 weeks was going to Patthon, then back to this long way. Anyways, I was like, well, I'll run out to Chanthaburi. So I made the mistake though of booking Muang Chan. To make a long story short, or and that is such a good location but bad location at the same time. You know
What's bad about it?
What's bad about it is it's bad because you're below the one way. When you come out, you have to go right.
Mm-hmm.
You have to go right if you're in a car or a moped. And everything you want to do is to the north. You can just buy a little bit, so you got to go in a circle.
Mm-hmm.
The location is good for an Amphur market, for night market.
Right.
Great for that.
Right. Yeah, I know where you're talking about. Just right, basically where all the gold stores and everything are. Like,
It's noisy.
yeah,
Okay, there's always traffic. Your hotel neighbors are like kind of shady.
yeah. I feel you on that. Like the first place that I ever tried to rent here. Well, initially I ended up in some bungalow, you know, out in
Around
Tamai.
Out in Tamai
Yeah, because I have a friend who's retired in this
area.
province, right? So I came out here basically to visit him, and then ended up getting a bungalow for like a month. But I was like, man, I really want a gym, you know, so I can do some exercise or whatever. Said, oh, that's a funny story. That's how I met Cherry. Was looking for a place to exercise.
Wow.
Yeah, so she was working just right around the corner from here, and whatever ended up happening, like, I wanted to move to Muang, and so not Rashan, but right around the corner from Rashan, like, if you just, it's a one-way street down the front way of the building. If you make your first left, there's this seedy little hotel there. Like, I don't know if you wanna get a spot here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's a little bit weird. No elevator. Like, yeah,
That's the Muang Chan had that going for it.
yeah,
And I had, I'm not wearing a brace today, but that's a rare day since like March 4th. I've been wearing a brace. I was on crutches for a while, and I'm not wearing one today. And those guys would not take me off the third floor end of the hallway.
yeah.
I've stayed in a Boom Boom hotel in Japan because they were spotless, man. They were spotless.
Right. Cleanliness in Japan is. I don't even know that it's that kind of a hotel. It's like maybe just the workers and stuff like that, and they're throwing. I don't
That's
know.
that's worse.
Yeah.
I'd rather have the Boom Boom hotel because you see somebody with a cart and mop and everything.
Right. They're
good to
cleaning,
go. Yeah.
at least.
Yeah,
They get
yeah.
paid in there to clean.
Dude, these dudes were animals who were my neighbors in the hotel. They how I don't know when people decided it was cool that they could take like their food and put it outside their room, like in the hallway. Like when I grew up and you had room service, you didn't take your tray and put it out in the hallway when you were done eating.
Right.
Now everybody does that.
People do that. They're living in these small places. They, throw their food and trash out into the hallway and stuff.
These guys just dump.
They dump the food on the ground.
onto the floor.
That's crazy.
And
ร้านหน้าหมู
Do you have any kids, Michael?
no, I don't. I never had children.
Yeah.
ร้านหน้าหมู
It's like a whole deal. You know what I mean? It's just. Whew.
That's why I never had, because I was like, wow.
Having enough trouble taking care of
Me?
myself.
Yeah. I always felt that way. I always felt like, oh, I know myself too well. I'm way too selfish. I'll feel put out, put upon, just run towards. And maybe not everyone falls in love, with being a parent. Like, I knew my dad was not into it.
Yeah, I had similar experience as a son of a narcissistic father.
My mom was narcissistic and my dad was totally absent.
Yeah.
she's shy
Yeah, she's
Lana.
making it.
Yeah.
She just made a face like, okay, if I have to be friends with you. It's kind of like
I think especially you're probably the first foreigner that she's had a conversation around, like when she got old enough to remember. My friend who lives here saw her when she was just a newborn. But
when Philip ทำไง
oh, when Philip and Malia came, yeah, then she was
so
around.
you number 3
Yeah. 3 or 4 depending on how you categorize it, but
round eye.
yeah. Round eye, exactly. Crazy. The caramel milk looks pretty good. So obviously they have some beeping alarm that alerts you your order is ready, and then just grab it and have a go at it. So this is my lat na. Lat na is like a wide noodle in gravy, and this is with pork. And you have some mushroom, broccoli, carrots. Smells strongly of pepper. And it's served with this. It's some chili, some sugar actually, and a little bit of vinegar with some chilies inside, right? Pickled chili, that's what they call it. So I'm a big fan of this pickled chili. I'm just gonna go right in with it because I like that flavor a lot. Blazing hot.
นี่ for ร้านอ่ะ this is อร่อยมาก
Really? It looked really good.
หอม
The caramel milk. Beautiful little design on the top there. Super sweet. That is fantastic.
แล้วแต่กินแล้วน่ากินด้วย
It is so good. What's the name of this restaurant?
Patthon
Patthon.
they have artwork everywhere
Yeah, we're gonna take some video of the restaurant because there's art everywhere. You're right on this mountain that overlooks a little valley, and just the whole design of this place is spectacular. Really old trees, unique lighting, and yeah, I'm digging it. I like it so far. I think when that thing goes off, you're gonna hear it like a you'll know, man, that thing was really rattling.
Thank goodness.
About time.
No shit.
Take a look at that inst omelet. Just pretty standard kaijia.
Yeah, this is the inst version of an omelet. Inst pork. Yeah. So, and then this is the
Vietnamese style salad.
yes, with some very disappointing like stock fish ball.
Yeah, that's
cutouts.
like fish boule almost.
But a nice spicy salad.
Tastes alright.
Oh yes, it does.
Yeah, the food, what I had was good.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. So, anyways, the climate is nice. The amenities are nice. The access is good. It's not all choked up with tourists here, you know.
Pretty
So-
cheap living.
Must be.
Yeah.
So far, it's very cheap eating,
Yeah.
You know,
exactly.
and I'm living pretty cheap, even staying in hotels.
Right.
I booked a one-way ticket in, and then before I flew in, I had to buy a one-way ticket out, just to, otherwise I couldn't build.
Otherwise, they won't even let you in.
Right, so, because I didn't know if I was going to renew for the extra 30 days, but within the first 24 hours, I realized you're not doing any retirement visa thing here. You got to leave the country just to apply for this. Yeah. I know that I'm like selectively paying attention to Thailand, because I was preparing to come here, and then I'm here. But it has been like kind of volatile. Changing banking rules, changing cannabis rules,
Right.
changing visa status rules, changing the DTAC, changing.
The taxes on that whole thing's a real freaking crazy thing, dude.
So
I mean, that'll impact me eventually, and
there you go.
it wasn't like that when I moved here, and it wasn't like that when I built my house here. You know what I mean? So,
And wait, is this the impetus that's coming from the Thai government, the taxing?
yes.
Okay, so then what you have coming for you next is U.S. government taxing you.
Right, on repatriating the funds too, right?
Anything you earn, period. Doesn't matter where you send it or where you do it.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah.
Doesn't matter if
I
you're
earn
paying the
anything,
tax in
I have to
Thailand,
pay
you gotta
the
pay
US.
them.
Exactly. Yeah. There is a dual tax treaty, so like you don't have to pay tax to the U.S. It gets deducted from the tax that needs to be paid for Thailand, but obviously the tax that they want in Thailand is higher than what I would pay in the U.S. because, dude, if I don't earn that much money, then the U.S. isn't going to tax me anything. Right?
Yeah, right.
But then I have to pay all that in Thai taxes.
Like, wow, not sure I want to put like 800,000 baht into a bank account I might as well kiss that money goodbye. Not because the shaky government just makes it seem like, oh man, everything is risky. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, that has to be in there as a matter of course until you decide you don't want to maintain retiree status.
Mm-hmm.
But if you decide to maintain retiree status until you're dead, that 23K just gets given to the government.
Right, how does that work?
Maybe you can set up a beneficiary.
Right, maybe you can get an attorney in
You're
Thailand.
not going to be so cogent and you're dying the day before your dying date to like cancel out and like settle all your matters and just
Right.
take it.
Right. Like for me, I'm married, it's like, okay, whatever, I'm married, I have a kid, like, then I think that by default it would go to them, right? But for a single person who's coming here to retire, which a lot of people are, you know what I mean? They're older, they want most retirees, I'll say, who want to come to Thailand are single men.
Yeah, absolutely.
So then, that is a sticky situation for those people who, need to have that 800,000 in the bank. And yeah, what happens when that's a very, very good point. Yeah.
Yeah, the smart play for me is like, it really hit me like, I'm too old to work in most places. At 63, they don't want to hire people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have specialized skills.
Damn, you don't look 63 at all. But it's about the number on the paper.
Yeah, ageism is a thing. And,
Right. Right.
And, in a hard economy, the best, the fittest get jobs.
Yes.
That's the way it goes.
Yes.
And so I had no illusions about that.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nobody to blame for that, but that's what I'm saying. So yeah, so I have to consider like, shit, if I can't work, maybe I should be here in Thailand, because man, I could live pretty decent said, well, like, I gotta find a place to go blind, basically. And I'm losing my eyesight, I think, that fast.
What's wrong with your eyes?
I got macular degeneration and
Oh.
cataracts.
Oh.
So cataracts you can get.
That's fixable.
That's fixable.
Right.
Like when I was in the States last, which was like September, it was an odyssey. The previous winter I was in Japan the whole time, knowing I had found out the day before I left that like, oh, you got cataracts. I knew I had a macular degeneration. I was like, oh shit. So I came back the following spring, which is April, about a year ago now. And they're like, oh, no, you don't need cataract surgery. You're fine. That's, don't do surgery till you really need it. I was like, well, I feel like I need it.
Right.
I can't see. I don't know if it's that or the AMD, the macular degeneration.
Right.
Like, lose the cataracts and I still have a problem, then I know what the problem is.
Right.
So then I was trying to get the cataract, and U.S. insurers were like, no, your last test shows that you have 20/20 vision. I was like, yeah, but I'm sitting in a chair looking at a wall there. Yeah, I can read the letters and stuff, but I'm telling you, when I'm driving, I don't feel comfortable. I feel like I've got to fight ahead of my time. Well, you don't need your, because it says you got 20/20. Yeah, but you're telling me I got cataracts. Yeah, but it says you got 20/20.
Yeah.
Fucking
Loop, yeah.
So anyways, I was on the healthcare system in Japan until the day I left. And it's really insecure. So now I just have traveler's insurance. It sucks, man. I haven't. So anyways, I thought, okay, with the retirement situation here in Thailand, I'll be able to just get insurance. It's not as cheap as I would like, but it's doable.
Can really see why they call this place the artist's garden. It's like a really logical name. View is amazing. We can't get it on camera, but it's incredible. It overlooks the entire city. You can see a few temples, lots of wildlife, birds flying around. The storm clouds are blowing in. You can see the mountains off in the distance. It's a fantastic spot for a view.
Green. Yeah. L A N A.
That means charm. I'm kind of glad the storm came in. It made us spend more time inside here.
Yeah.
We got to eat a donut.
Yeah. The green food is good.
Yeah, food and drinks, everything is good. Food, drinks, environment, artwork, nature. Basically like Chanthaburi in a nutshell here. Okay, let's go.